Hey there guys, it's me RPGgrenade, your host and your player, and welcome to my first ever tutorial thing. So, yeah, so professional. So anyways, this is an automatic flower farm. It is 5x5x5, and it works quite well, I'd say. This thing has been running for about, I'd say, an hour, and as you can see, there's plenty of seeds, there's plenty of flowers in there, and it works fairly well. As I mentioned before, it fits between a 5x5x5 area. I didn't try to means to make it compact, it just seems to work that way. And it's really only 5 tall because of this little bitty of redstone right here. So, but anyways, let's continue on with the tutorial. As you can see, there's 3 different designs here. I made a 5x5 version, which does let out a decent amount of flowers as well. And this tiny 1x1 version, which also lets out plenty amounts of flowers, depending on the timing. And really, they're almost the exact same thing, only with a little bit of timing difference. So, I think we'll get on with the tutorial in a little bit, but first I have to explain to you exactly where you would want to build this sort of thing. Oh, with the new advent of 1.7 coming out and Minecraft having all these new flowers and glass and all that sort of thing, I figured I should tell you what kinds of biomes you're going to want to be able to build this automatic farm in, because depending on the biome that you're in, it'll determine what kinds of flowers you're going to get, and not every single biome will be able to hold every single flower, so you're just going to have to pick very specifically what kind of biome you want to hold the flower farm in. So let's start off over here. So in the plains and sunflower plains, also the ocean, it's very strange, I don't understand why, but in the plains and sunflower plains and the ocean, you can get the oxeye daisy, the azure bleuette, French, the dandelion, and the poppies. I like orange poppies. So yeah, that's what you could do with the plains and the sunflower plains. These are the 4 flowers that you're going to get, along with seeds, and every single one of these things you're just going to get a ton of seeds. So one of my favorite flowers is the blue orchid that are only found in the swamp biomes. If you go to the swamp biomes and build one of the automatic flower farms there, this is the only type of flower you're going to get, which is fine by me, but I guess by most people's standards that wouldn't be a very good thing. So let's go on to the next one. In the flower forest biome, which is one of those new biomes that they made up, you will be able to get all these different kinds of flowers. That will be the poppies, the azure bleuettes, all the types of tulip colors, which are orange, white, magenta, and red. And you will also get the allium. I do not really know what an allium is. I've never seen an allium in real life. But yeah, these are the kinds of flowers you'll be getting. And finally, in all other biomes, all other biomes, you'll only be getting the poppies and the dandelions. So if you really like these types of flowers, the original flowers, then you'll be fine. However, if you want any of the new flowers, you're going to have to go to one of these biomes. Alright then, so I guess with that out of the way, I'm going to tell you what kind of materials you're going to need to be able to build this farm. So the big advantage that I see to this particular type of flower farm, the 3x3 one, is that it's relatively efficient. It's a bit slow. It has a bit of a waste of bone meal if you're not careful. It kind of wastes a little bit more bone meal than you would want it to. But if you have like a skeleton farm with a skeleton spawner and stuff like that, you shouldn't be much of an issue. However, what's really efficient about it is that you don't lose a single flower from despawning. They'll constantly be brought over through the little water stream over here and into the hoppers. And also the glowstone is here for the sake of the grass. The grass, if it's nighttime, if it's covered with water, it will turn into dirt. And you want to avoid that. I used to try with this little design here. I tried to make it so that the grass would lift up during the night, and I just found it a little bit too difficult. And then I found out that if you just light it up real well, the grass just stays alive. So most of this glowstone isn't necessary, but some of it definitely is. You want to make sure that every single block is well lit, and really it could just work well with just the glowstone that's on the top here, and not necessarily on the sides. So what you're going to need are, for the automatic flower farm, on the building block side, you're going to need 8 pieces of glass, any color you're choosing. You'll need 11 glowstone, or, I don't know, less glowstone, or maybe some jack-o'-lanterns, depending on what your preference is. You're going to need 8 building blocks of your choice, and you're going to need 9 grass blocks. Or you can just have 1 grass block and 8 pieces of dirt and let the grass grow onto the dirt block. It depends on you. And for the redstone bitty, you're going to need 2 redstone torches, 5 redstone dust, 3 redstone repeaters, 2 dispensers, 1 water bucket, 3 hoppers, a chest to carry our stuff in, and a ton of bone meal. And I mean a ton. So let's get started. We're going to need a 5x5 area that does not include any sort of storage of flowers and or bone meal that you're going to use to make this thing last a lot longer and be slightly more efficient. So let's get on with it then. So you're going to take your dispensers, put 2 on top of each other in the back here. Then on the top one, you're going to put a water bucket inside of it. Then you're going to take your grass blocks and form a 3x3 square with those grass blocks. Then you're going to take your glowstone, go 2 up like this, put another glowstone here, and then you're just going to fill around this glowstone, whoops, with the block of your choice, and then with that block on top of this glowstone at the end here, which is right above the top dispenser. You want it to be like that because otherwise it's not going to work. Then you're going to take your glowstone. You can use this glowstone that I'm using. I just prefer to be safe because otherwise the grass might turn into dirt, and I just don't really want that. So I put the 2 glowstone on the side, then I just go like this: glass, glowstone, glass, glowstone. Same on the other side. So we just go glass, glowstone, and then we go a little bit further out here and go glass, glass, glowstone, glass. And that is the construction all done. So next we're going to go into the redstone bits right now. So we're going to start off with the redstone here. We're just going to put a double chest right around here so that you can still open it even despite the glowstone there. That's just because it's a transparent block, and you can do that sort of thing with glass or glowstone and any other kind of transparent block. Doesn't really matter. Then we're going to go over here, hold shift, and then place hopper into the chest and into said hopper itself. Then on the other side, you're also going to shift click onto the hopper and put all those 3 hoppers in those specific areas. And once you've got that done, we're going to start with the redstone, the meat of this whole thing. So what you're going to do first is that you're going to take a redstone dust, and you're going to put it on top of the top dispenser. Then you're going to take 2 redstone torches, put them on this 2 sides of the block that is protruding, and you should hear a click, and the water is going to start to flow out. That's fine. It'll fix itself later. Then you're going to take a redstone repeater, put it on 4 ticks, take redstone dust, then a redstone repeater, put it on 2 ticks. Oops, sorry, 2 ticks. Then you're going to take redstone dust and put it on 1 tick, and then you're going to take 2 redstone dust and run it along these blocks here, and then it should form a clock. And that's what redstone done, really. That's pretty much it. The last thing you're going to need, though, however, is you're going to need a bunch of bone meal. So let's just take this bone meal and put it inside this dispenser, and boopity-boppity-boo, you should be done with this whole thing. This is how it works, pretty much. And as you can see, it's already bringing flowers to us. And yep, there we go. It's already working. It works pretty fast. So you're just gonna have to keep that in mind. The timing like this is like that, so that when as soon as the water disappears, it'll dispense bone meal again, and then bring the water out again. So as soon as the water disappears, that's how it works. That's the timing for it. Mentioned previously, the timing for this sort of thing has to do with the water stream and how long it lasts without the water itself. So, well, at the moment the dispensers are out of bone meal, so it doesn't really matter, but the timing is still there, and that's what matters. So what you're going to, so this is the regular 3x3 one, so you already know how this one works. And the timing for the other ones, the 1 block flower farm, it has to do with just 1 repeater that is set to 2 ticks on a block, and then running with redstone all the way back to the same block. So that's pretty much it. You get rid of 2 repeaters and makes it a little bit easier, but at the same time it runs out of bone meal a lot quicker, and at the same time it produces a lot less flowers. But still, if you prefer that sort of thing when it's small like this, it's perfectly fine. And also with the 5x5 one, which I pretty much think is the limit of what you can do with this sort of thing. You may be able to make it bigger. I don't know. Maybe some people that are better at redstone than me can be able to do this sort of thing a lot better. Maybe they can make it bigger. Who knows? But the point is, on this one, you're going to have to put the same 3 repeaters. However, you're going to put different timings on them. So on the first one, you're going to keep the 4 ticks. On the second one, you're going to put 4 ticks as well. And on the third one, you're going to put 2 ticks on it instead of 1. So that way, it'll run the whole thing. You may have noticed with the other ones that I had some sort of lever contraption. That is just to turn it off in case you do not want this running at every single moment of every single day. Maybe it annoys you, I don't really know. It depends on you. However, if you want to turn it off, really all you need is a block, some redstone, and a lever. So what you want to do is just place some blocks right here, place redstone on top of these blocks, and then place the lever really anywhere. It doesn't freaking matter. You can put it in any point here, and then you just flick it and it turns off. I prefer where the water is off and when there's no flowers in there, hopefully. And yeah, that's pretty much us. That's pretty much us all done with the silly tutorial here. And yeah, and now I'm going to tell you guys how you will be able to get grass blocks into the game, depending on your level of knowledge in the game of Minecraft. So in survival mode, you are able to get the grass into the flower farm in a variety of ways. One of them is just letting grass grow onto it, which takes a decently large amount of time, or you could collect it using Silk Touch items. Now, Silk Touch is an enchantment that is kind of difficult to get. It's relatively rare, but it can be very useful. So I've got a bunch of tools here, which range from the kind of most normal ones to the downright weird. So, for example, if I were to use the Silk Touch on this one, it should work, and I get a grass block. Use an iron axe with Silk Touch. I get that. This works pretty well on bookshelves as well, if you're interested. You got the iron pickaxe, which also lets out the grass block. This works really well if you want pure stone. Then you have the iron hoe. I don't really know what the hell this one can be used for, to be completely honest, but it works with this. But as you can see, though, it does not use up its durability, so it might be worth having it. And then you have the iron. Then you have the shovel, which does it the quickest. So depending on what you want, the pickaxe, the axe, and the shears ones are really not useful for getting the grass blocks. However, if you're looking for speed, you go for the shovel, and if you're looking for something that will never disappear in terms of silk touch, for grass at least, then just use the hoe. Thank you guys for watching my tutorial thingy for flower farms. I hope it was useful to you, and I hope that you were able to use it in the future. If not, well, oh well. But the point is, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you could leave me some tips down in the comments below, that would be very appreciated, because I would like to do a little bit more of these tutorial things, and I'm just barely getting used to this sort of thing as it is. So yeah, thank you all, guys. I'm RPGgrenade, your host and player, and I shall see you next time. Bye.